Yes, this is the SQL code for database tables, and this code contains constraints like primary keys and then foreign keys. Yes, so this table, this code mainly consists of patient's data table, the visit record table, the treatment record table, lab test table, and so on and so forth. So we shall start by creating a patient's data table, and now in this code we have the first of all they have this create, which create command now commands us to create commands this code to create a patient's data table, which patient data table contains the patient ID, the name, the age of the patient, their contact information, and then when we come to the second table, which is the visit record table, it contains the visit records, visit ID, the patient ID, the visit dates, reason for the visit, and then a foreign key, which is the patient ID. Yes, so when we go to the treatment record table, this one contains the treatment ID, the visit ID, the treatment details, and then it concludes with the foreign key, which is the visit ID. Then when we continue, we have the lab tests table, which contains the test IDs, the visit IDs, the test types, results, and then we proceed to the resource table, which contains the resource names, the resource, the quantity of the resources. Then there is the supply chain table, which contains the supply ID, the resource the resources that are supplied by the supplier name, the delivery date, and then lastly we have the user role table, and this one contains the user role, the role ID, the role name, and so on and so forth. So we'll go back to we explain each of these tables and their roles. So the patient data table mainly contains the patient's data, and which data is the patient ID, of which this one is a constraint, is a data type constraint, integer, and is a primary key. And then when we come to the second one is the name, and the name is the data type of the name is voucher, and yes, and then the age, which is also an integer, and then the contact information, which is a unique data type, voucher 150. Then when we continue to visit record table, this one mainly contains the visit records of the patients, and then this one contains the visit ID, which is a constraint primary key, and then we proceed to the patient's ID, as we saw in our patient's data table, which is an integer. Then the visit dates, the reason, which is a data type text, and then when we continue to this is treatment record table, which contains treatment records of the patients, and then this one mainly has contains a treatment ID of the patient, the visit ID, and then the treatment details, which are data type text. Yes, we proceed to lab test table, which this one mainly contains the lab test data, which are the test ID, which is data type constraint, which contains a constraint, and that is a data type integer. Primal and the constraint is a primary key. The data type is integer. Then the visit ID, which is an integer also. Then the test type, which is a data type voucher 100. Then the results, which is a data type text. When we continue to the next table, which is a resource table, this one contains the resources, the resourced, which are the resources to be resourced. And then this one contains the constraint, primary key, and then the data type integer, resource name, which is a data type voucher 100, then the quantity, which is a data type integer also. Then when we continue to another table, which is a supply chain table, this one this table contains the supply chain, and then which supply chain contains the supply ID, which supply ID has a constraint primary key with a data type integer. Then the resource, as we saw in the table above, which in the resource with the data type integer also. The supplier name with the data type voucher 100. Then the delivery date with the data type date. Then lastly, we shall have the user role table with which contains the user roles, on which when a user is now logging into the database, it will ask for a role in the database. If you were database admin, if you are a client, if you are anything of your as far as your role is concerned, then this user role table contains the role ID, which has a constraint primary key and the data type integer, with the role name containing a data type virtual 50, which role name now might be a user or a database admin or anything. Yes. So that is it to do with the database tables, and this is the SQL code for the database, as you can see it. Yes, that is it. Thank you.